Hi everyone, this is going to be a deep dive product review of the two-step protein treatment from Aphogee. Using this product for the first time was, I would say, very, very unique. It's unlike any protein treatment I have ever used before, and I have tested out a lot. It was a pretty intense process, and I feel like it's worth covering and talking about some of the product formulas, the ingredients, the claims.
However, the two-step protein Aphogee treatment contains protein that's not blended with other conditioning agents, allowing it to bond more effectively to the hair.
And then we'll get to the step-by-step routine of how to use the product. So you may want to get comfortable and grab a notebook for this one. The results of the two-step treatment have really shocked me. And the process, well, to be honest, that was pretty unnerving at times. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. First, let's talk about what this product is and who it's designed for. So their website describes the product as being suitable for hair that is severely damaged and breaking off. Our hair is made up of protein, and this is what gives it our strength and elasticity. Heat styling, colour treatments, bleaching, sun, environmental factors, overwashing, heat tools, and even brushing all cause damage. So Aphogee claimed that the unique treatment is formulated with activated proteins and magnesium, which fuse into the hair with the application of heat. Hair breakage apparently is drastically reduced for 4 to 6 weeks following use. Now, I would not describe my hair as being severely damaged, not at this stage. It's a bit dry on the ends, but it's definitely not brittle, and it's not breaking off as I brush it or to the touch. However, 9 months ago, it was in a much more fragile state, and the best way to describe it was it had the texture of candy floss. So it sort of felt sticky, and it wouldn't sit very nicely, and it just felt really fragile and dry and quite thin and generally unhappy. All in all, this just meant I wasn't really sure what to expect from the results of this two-step protein treatment. Now, something else I actually think is worth mentioning at this stage is on their website, it is described as being a salon professional only use. However, it is on sale in Sephora and on Amazon within the UK. So for me, if you're going to sell in those types of retailers, and I couldn't find any information on the Sephora website, and I don't think on Amazon either, clearly stating that it was salon use only. That said, I'm pretty sure it does say it on the packaging, but once it's turned up, you're going to use it, right? However, I did want to point that out in case that's something that you are therefore not comfortable using. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention was I did actually only buy the sample sizes. And there's a couple of reasons to that. Firstly, I am trying out lots of different protein treatments, and I've got lots of favourites that I already have. And also, I just really wasn't sure what this product was going to be like. So to me, it was actually really handy that they do a sample size. So although when I read the description, it didn't actually feel like I was their target kind of customer, the reviews on Amazon were generally really, really positive, and I was super intrigued, so I wanted to give it a go. Oh, and actually one last point is I stumbled across this product when I was doing some research for a completely different video that I've been working on. It's a video which is going to be all about protein, and I'm hoping that that will be live on my channel in February. So if your hair appreciates a protein-based product, you may well want to watch out for that one. You can click subscribe and hit the bell button, and then you'll get notified about when new videos become available. I really appreciate the support if you do decide to subscribe, but also if you feel like you're benefiting already from watching this video and enjoying my content, I'd love it if you could click that thumbs up button. Thank you ever so much. So once I stumbled across the product, and then I started to research the Aphogee brand and what this two-step protein treatment was all about, it really felt like it was worth doing a whole video because it makes some pretty big claims and it had some pretty positive reviews. So here we are, the part you've been waiting for. Let's get into my first time experience of using Aphogee's two-step protein treatment. I need freshly washed hair, so I'm stepping into the shower, and today I'm going to start with a clarifying shampoo. As usual, I squeeze out way more product than I actually need. I emulsify it between my hands and then begin working it in and massaging my scalp. It's a really important step to use a clarifying shampoo because I need to get rid of all that product buildup to make sure that the protein treatment can really penetrate my hair. I'm using today a Vino Almond Blend shampoo, and this contains sodium C14 to 16 olefin sulfonate, and that's a cleansing ingredient, so I only ever use this as a clarifying shampoo. This is going to be my first cleanse out of 2. I really massage the product into my scalp, and I'm looking to try and break down those impurities, the dead skin cells, and all the product buildup from the roots and scalp. I then thoroughly rinse. You don't need to wash the lengths of your hair. Next up, my second shampoo in my double cleansing process, and today I'm using Rhyme and Reason Wave Revival shampoo. I only got this recently and I've used it maybe 3 times, but I really like it. It is completely sulfate free and it's got some really good ingredients, including betaine, which has skin protection and moisturising properties, and jojoba oil, which can be very nourishing for the hair. I then thoroughly rinse and step out of the shower. This is how my hair looks without any conditioner. It's very tangly and it's very rough to the touch after only using a shampoo. I'd be super interested to hear from fellow wavy haired people. Is this how your hair feels when you haven't used a conditioner on it? Or is it just me and is my hair still not in great condition? I'd really like to know what you guys think. So whenever I do a clarifying wash, I would always instantly follow up with deep conditioning masks and protein treatments, and I'd usually actually apply these while I'm in the shower. So it felt pretty unusual and kind of unpleasant, to be honest, to get out of the shower with my hair feeling so rough. But I wanted to make sure I was following the directions step by step, so I took my Dock & Bay hair wrap and gently squeezed out some of the excess water, and then I wrapped my hair for about 5 minutes because the instructions said to apply the protein treatment to damp rather than wet hair. So now I'm ready for step 1 of the protein treatment. My hair was feeling very rough and tangled after I took off the hair wrap, so I gently tried to separate it with my fingers just so that I could get a better and more even distribution of the protein product. First thing about step 1 is the product's much runnier than I expected, which is kind of silly to say because I'd watched a video of a hairdresser applying it, but it just took me by surprise how thin the liquid is, and it came out of the sachet really quickly. So that's just something you might want to be aware of. Luckily, I didn't drop any on the floor, and that is a particularly good thing because this does not smell good. You can probably tell by the faces that I'm pulling. It has a very strong, unpleasant smell, but I can't really describe what it is. However, I will say it doesn't linger, and I couldn't smell it once I'd actually put it onto my hair. It was just when I first pulled it out of the sachet and applied it onto the hair. It's a very strong odour and it's not nice, guys. So I poured it out into my hands and then I kind of glazed it over my hair. I found this was a tricky product to use. Without thinking about it, I rubbed it between my hands. I'm so used to emulsifying products, I kind of did it unconsciously. That was a mistake. After not very long out of the packet, this stuff gets pretty sticky pretty quickly. So I would definitely recommend not emulsifying it and just apply it straight to your hair. I found it hard to get an even distribution. I felt like some areas of my hair had definitely a lot more coverage than other parts. I did try to focus on my mid-lengths and ends because after all this is to help with breakage and damage, and generally that's where my hair is drier, on the ends where there is more bleach through it. So I did try to focus on those sections. The lotion doesn't create any kind of slip for your hair, and although the directions said to comb through, I personally think that if I was to use this again, I wouldn't bother with the comb. It all got quite sticky, and I was monitoring it to make sure that I wasn't getting a lot of hair loss and pulling out a lot of hair. And in fairness to the product, it wasn't doing that as I was combing it, but it just didn't feel great, and I was worried that I was stretching out my hair at times. I'll be honest, I didn't find this a nice experience to use this stuff. My fingers and my hands got sticky, my hair felt sticky, and I got worried that I was going to start pulling out hair accidentally because it kind of started to feel a bit glue-like. Eventually, I just went in with glazing the product over my hair and then scrunching it. And that was definitely a better method, but my hair would still stick to my palms. So I just had to be very careful not to pull it out and try not to overstretch it. When I was doing my research, like I always do with all products, I looked this up on the Inkey Decoder website. The second ingredient on the Inkey list for the Aphogee 2-step protein treatment is hydrolyzed collagen. Collagen is a complex protein made up of amino acids, and hydrolyzed means that it's been broken up into fragments, and that makes it easier for the hair to absorb. Now, whenever I use a protein treatment, ideally I want to see that ingredient, the protein ingredient, as high up in the Inkey list as possible, because that will mean that it has a higher percentage. So to see collagen as the second ingredient is a really, really good thing. So this next step in the process is where I got a little bit nervous and a little bit scared. So if I'm looking tense in some of this footage, it is actually because I was feeling a little bit stressed. I don't mean to sound melodramatic when I say I was a bit tense or a bit stressed. It's just that it's unlike anything I had ever used before. And in fairness, the Aphogee website does say that by the time your hair is 100% dry, it will feel like uncooked ramen. And to be honest, that's a pretty good description. It felt like if you took my hair, once it was dry, you could break it in half. So it did feel vulnerable and it did feel fragile, which was why I felt a little bit stressed about it. Anyone who's been taking super care of their hair and has been trying to transform it over a certain period of time will completely understand why this felt like a strange process. And I don't want to put anyone off the product. I'm just trying to be as honest as possible about my personal experience using it. I won't make you sit and watch all of the drying process because it's not exactly the most exciting footage, but basically what you want to do is just carry on until your hair feels completely dry. What I did was use the hairdryer on it and then just kind of did my normal pinch test, but ever so gently, because at that stage it then was feeling incredibly brittle. So here I wanted to show you guys as well as I possibly could what my hair looked like once it was fully dry with the step 1 protein treatment in it. This is a point where internally I am freaking out. I honestly thought that this was going to potentially ruin my hair. It did feel like dried ramen that was going to just snap and break if I sneezed or something. It's not nice feeling. It was an unpleasant sensation, and I did feel a bit stressed and suddenly thought, oh my God, this is why you're supposed to only use it in a salon. But don't worry, because things were about to get better. Now I'm on to the stage where I need to rinse out the protein treatment. So using lukewarm water, I just started to saturate my hair. It took quite a while for my hair to start to soften. So I think you can see here, to begin with, it's like the product actually resisted the water, almost like if you have low porosity hair. But just bear with it, keep going. And eventually you start to notice that my hair becomes a bit more malleable, it becomes softer, and it starts to go back to its normal form. So instead of having rock hard and rather brittle feeling uncooked ramen, as Aphogee say, it started to feel like hair again. I just kept rinsing and rinsing and rinsing. It said to rinse and repeat, so do the process twice. So I just kept saturating my hair, running the shower head like quite close to the roots and letting the water drip down the lengths of my hair. Basically, what I was getting to was making sure that I couldn't feel any product through my hair and that the water was completely clear and didn't have kind of that product cloudy residue look to it. For me, I wanted to be 100% sure that there was absolutely no product left, so I spent quite a lot of time on the rinsing stage. When I finally felt comfortable that it was all gone, I was ready for step 2, which is their balancing moisturiser. Now this is full of lots of lovely kind of moisturising, hair soothing ingredients, and it did also include the hydrolyzed vegetable protein that was in the original step 1. I glazed and roped this product all over my hair. In fact, I don't think I mentioned, but I didn't use the full sample size sachet of step 1. I had probably about half left, and maybe that's because I was a little bit nervous and felt a little bit uncomfortable using the product. But for this one, I probably could have done with another half a sachet. I used every last drop and made sure my hair was covered. The product had some slip to it, but my hair did still feel quite tangly. So I took my comb and tried sort of combing through a little bit and squished condition method to try and really penetrate those moisturising ingredients into the hair shaft. After I'd used every last drop, I then set a timer for 2 minutes as per the instructions. Here, I just wanted to show you some comparison of a close-up with the balancing moisturiser on my hair in comparison to the earlier footage where I had the protein treatment on. You can see my hair is soft and supple again, and I have no more concerns that my hair is about to break off. Once the 2 minutes were up, I then did another really thorough rinse and then just popped my hair into a microfiber hair wrap. I left my hair for about 10 to 15 minutes to dry off a bit because today I was also filming a tutorial for how to do a bouncy blow dry on wavy hair. So I wanted my hair a little bit drier than I normally would if I was doing my wavy hair routine. First step was I used Ceremonia's leave-in conditioner and heat protectant spray. This is quite a new product to me, but I'm really liking it. My hair felt still quite tangly and a little bit rough towards the mid-lengths and ends, so I actually really saturated it with the leave-in conditioner before then managing to detangle with my wet brush. Now, this is unusual for me because normally in the shower, I'd apply my conditioner, I'd use the squish to condition method, so I would scrunch and pulse conditioner or protein treatment into my hair with water, and I'd be able to get my wet brush through without any problems. Then by the time I get to styling, whether I'm using a curl cream or whatever product, I never really get tangles. So I was a bit surprised that I still needed that extra spray of leave-in conditioner to be able to get my wet brush through. Now, as I said, I'm about to blow dry my hair, so I'm not going to make you sit and watch that. There will be a tutorial either coming soon or already available on my channel of how I create a bouncy blow dry for my sort of loose wavy hair. So if you're interested in that, you can have a little look for it on my channel. It'll be in my routines playlist. However, let's get to the bit which I'm sure you've all been waiting for, and that is to see one, how my hair looked afterwards, and also what I thought about the whole process. Was it worth it, and would I do it again? So honestly guys, my hair felt incredible after this treatment. It was soft and smooth and shiny and completely frizz-free. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, yeah, well, that's because you blow dried it. But to be honest, even with a blow dry, I normally still get some frizz, particularly once I go outside. And secondly, I have also filmed a little bit after this just to show what my hair looked like once I'd done my wavy routine on it, just as a comparison. So I will show you that in a second, but just look at how healthy my hair looks. I honestly could not believe the results from one use of this product. It was more manageable all week long. I went 6 days before washing it again. It stayed smooth. I didn't really get any grease or oily roots. It honestly transformed my hair in just one treatment. Now, I didn't enjoy the process. It was disconcerting. It was not a pleasant product to use. It was sticky and smelly, but now I have used it, and firstly I know what to expect, so I won't have that irrational fear that my hair's going to fall out. I absolutely 100% would use this system again, definitely. It takes a while to do, so it's not going to suddenly replace bond repairs or hair masks. It's more intense than, using those types of products. But I also feel like the results are much more instantaneous and more dramatic, to be honest. I think probably what I will do is build it into a healthy hair care regime for maybe every 4 to 6 months, or just when I feel like I need a really intensive treatment. So even though I didn't love the process, the results for me were well worth it. And so there you go, that is my step-by-step experience of using Aphogee for the first time. I'd love to know what you guys thought about this video, so please drop me a comment below and tell me what you thought and whether you are going to give this product a try. Now, of course, as you've seen in the video, I actually did a bouncy blow dry on my hair after using the treatment. I was actually filming for another video for my channel about how I actually do that. So that's why I kind of went with a straighter look on that particular day. However, I felt it was really, really important because most of my content is about wavy hair and embracing your natural texture. I really, really wanted to let you guys know what I thought once I'd washed my hair again and styled it wavy as per today. So today I washed my hair for the first time since the two-step protein treatment. I followed it up with a leave-in conditioner, a curl cream and a gel serum. And I have to say, I am incredibly impressed with how my hair feels today. I don't think it has had this level of softness at the same time as having this amount of definition to my waves. I can't tell you how amazing it feels after only sort of, this time last year my hair felt so awful, and it sounds dramatic, but it really was getting me down. And now, it's a relatively short time, guys, isn't it, really, when you think about it, 9 months. It just feels really lovely to the touch. And I am so impressed with the wave definition. And yes, that might be the brush styling technique, but I do also think it is probably to do with the Aphogee treatment as well. I have more wave definition and curl pattern than I have had, I think, ever before underneath. Normally it's quite straight, my hair underneath. And it feels bouncy and lovely, and I am completely blown away. Now, it does state that you should reap the rewards of your efforts of doing that process for 4 to 6 weeks. So what I'll try and do is in kind of four-ish weeks, something like that, I will post an update on the community tab within YouTube, and also probably on my Instagram. So if you're not following me there, my handle is @methodtomywaves. Just to let you guys know whether it is still having an effect and how the condition of my hair is feeling. Obviously, I'm not going to stop using my regular protein treatments or doing my clarifying wash routine, but it will be interesting to see if I have still got this soft, beautiful, defined, wavy look in 4 to 6 weeks' time. So I'll update you guys how I get on. I really hope that this was a helpful video for you. I know it was super in-depth, so thank you very much for sticking around to the end today. There was a lot of information. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could click the thumbs up and let YouTube know that you enjoyed the video, and also consider subscribing if wavy hair routines, product reviews and helpful hints, tips and tricks are your cup of tea. I'll link a couple of videos here that I think you guys might find interesting. Thank you all again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye.